I still have a big back catalog of movie recommendations to get through, so yesterday I watched From Dusk Till Dawn. This is a Robert Rodriguez film that was written and stars Quentin Tarantino, who plays a brother through what I can only assume is not blood relation to George Clooney. They're the Gecko brothers, with Quentin breaking George out of prison so that they could rob a bank, and now they're on the run trying to get over the border to Mexico so they can meet up with their connect. In order to do so, with their names and faces plastered over every single local news station, they have to take a family of 3 with an RV hostage in order to sneak them over the country line. I think Quentin Tarantino makes some really great movies. I also think that he's an incredibly annoying person, and I don't like when I have to watch him act. He's obviously not going to be able to hold his own acting across from Clooney, and he's made it incredibly obvious as early as 1996 that he has a foot fetish and written himself into a fantasy situation with Salma Hayek that I am now forced to endure. But as much as I'm getting frustrated watching his incredibly off-putting character, I have to remind myself that he wrote it that way, so he at least has some self-awareness and might even be doing, as much as I hate to say it, a good job. And I'm now gonna spoil this movie so I can talk about it in depth, so if you want to watch this film for yourself, which I recommend you do, leave the video now. Now, for those of you who have already seen it or don't care if it's spoiled, this movie completely switches gears about halfway through to become a film about surviving the night against vampires within a drinking establishment. The comparison to Sinners cannot be overstated. Now, while I think that I ended up preferring the more subtle teeth and eye changes that Ryan Coogler implemented for his film over the very over-the-top nature used for this production, you have to admit that the subtle way was never really going to be an option for the man destined to make Spy Kids. So, accepting that this was the way it had to be, it's always fun to see some good old-fashioned prosthetics, prop-making, morphs, matte paintings, and lots of special effects explosions. Also, I don't really know how this works or how much of an inside joke it is, but all of the drivers listed in the credits of this film had a nickname. Every last one. 3.5 stars.